Sir, is your screen and mic both are working?
Mic is, I've been connected through mobile phone and continuously I'm connected with the laptop as well.
Okay.
Camera is still not working, but at least audio has started working now.
All right. All right. So you can also check whether your screen, you can share the screen or not.
Yeah, just trying. Just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Just a minute.
Sir, we'll start in 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. I'm your host Syed Abbas Kareem and I cordially welcome you all to the second day of a series of webinars and hands-on training on Google Apps and web tools organized by the English Alumni Society NAMAD. Before we begin with today's webinar and virtual workshop, let's commence with the recitation of the Holy Quran. And for that, I would request Mr. Sibkatullah to recite a few verses from the Holy Book.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Now, I request all the participants to mark their attendance in the attendance board. We will formally begin with today's session and 4 minutes.
You have 5 minutes to please mark your attendance.
The meeting is being recorded.
Please switch off your mics. Five people are left to mark their attendance. Please hurry up, mark your attendance. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Abbas, you can continue.
All right, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, in an increasingly digital world, mastering Google Apps and other web tools is essential for students to thrive in their academic and professional pursuits. Our series of webinars and hands-on training sessions are designed to equip participants with the knowledge and skills necessary to leverage these powerful tools to their fullest potential. Henceforth, by participating in these sessions, they will not only become proficient in using these tools, but also gain the confidence to apply them effectively in their daily routines, leading to increased productivity, efficiency, and success. Yesterday, we had an outstanding session on Google Docs under the mentorship of Dr. Sabine Hayat, and today I'm pleased to announce that we are joined by another honorable guest speaker, Mr. Azhar Bhatti, for an insightful session on Google Sheets. Mr. Azhar Munir Bhatti is working as an assistant professor in a public sector college and is also attached with multiple universities as a visiting lecturer. He did his MPhil and in applied linguistics and is currently pursuing his PhD in linguistics from the University of Education. He is a renowned researcher and has multiple research papers published in national and international research journals. Furthermore, he has been attached with Access in English Works programs as a teacher, coordinator, and trainer since the last 9 years. He loves exploring digital tools for ESL and EFL teaching. Mr. Azhar Munir Bhatti has passed Google Educator exam, Level 1 examination and is a Google certified educator. He has also worked with Professor Dr. John Akrazoglu from the University of Iowa, USA, to prepare and execute teacher training of English Works mentors across Pakistan. He believes that everyone should have equal access to quality education. Sir, we are thankful for you to join us today, and I request you to please commence with your presentation.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Okay, am I audible to everyone? Please raise your hands if I'm audible. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Great. Okay, how many of you have little bit knowledge about Excel or sheets or simply different, data options, like as far as calculations is concerned, data analysis is concerned? How many of you are familiar with these terms? They can answer or their mics are blocked.
They
All of you
can
can
unmute and speak, but the
Okay.
problem is, sir, that Google Sheet is not very, familiar. I mean, people are not familiar with it.
Okay, no issue. That's why I was just asking them. Okay, these are 4 statements. Just tell me that in which category you people think that you are in, like in first, second, third, or fourth. I've never used any kind of spreadsheet. I have used XLR sheets to read data. I've created XLR sheets, rather you have created and organized. You have created and organized with formula or without formula.
Sir, in fourth one.
Okay, great. What about others?
Second one.
Second one.
Fourth one.
Second one. Second one, sir.
Okay.
Second one, sir.
Second
Okay,
one,
so at a rough estimate, I think that most of you are in second or first. Am I right? Some of you might
Yes,
have,
sir.
knowledge about creating formulas, data analysis, and all things. Such kind of softwares are basically used for these things. Like you can analyze the data, you can visualize it, you can organize it, you can sort, you can filter, you can apply different functions. When we say data, I hope that you know that what data is. It could be a text, it could be an image, it could be number, it could be a video. Data could be in any form. But these software like Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel, they are only working with the data with numbers. Not data with text, not data with images, not data with the videos. So you can't analyze a video, you can't analyze an image, you can't analyze the text even. But definitely if you want to analyze the text, you have to code it in different numbers. So in that form, you can analyze the text, but definitely the assumptions would be upon you. You have to assume the data. Like, for example, if you have you have got the data from different participants. There were 2 kinds of gender, like males were there, females were there. Then definitely you have to code like the person who was giving such answer, he or she. He was a male or she was a female. So you have to code it. You have to give the number like For male, you have to put 0. For female, you have to put 1. For the male, you have to put 1. For the female, you have to put 0 or 2, whatever. It's up to you. So the coding is involved if you want to analyze particularly the text. Otherwise, definitely if the data is already a number, then definitely you can use it because it is used for that purpose. For those of you who have worked on at least Excel and they don't know about Sheets or Google Sheets, this slide is basically for them. Excel is a bit advanced if we compare it with Sheets. Excel has advanced functionalities and it has unlimited storage space. It is fast and it has more options for data visualization. When I say data visualization, anyone can explain what is data visualization? Any one of you?
They're showing or explaining data through images and like diagrams or figures.
Yes. When you're using images, diagrams, figures, then you are basically visualizing the data. It is not about explanation. It is simply, looking at the data from a different angle. Excel is difficult to troubleshoot. It means if you find any kind of problem, then definitely you have to go to Microsoft. You have to ask them. If you're a paid member, then definitely they have to troubleshoot the problem. But as far as Google Sheet is concerned, it is easier because it has, it has manual options. You can create your own formulas. You can create anything to use it. So most of the time, if you want to troubleshoot Google Sheets, it is easier than Microsoft Excel. And if, for example, if you have created a file in one version of Excel, then definitely you can't collaborate it with the other version. It is difficult. But Sheets is easier. Thank you. Don't use annotation. Thank you. In Sheets, you can collaborate because it is online. You can work it, you can use it offline, but definitely it is particularly available online. So it means that you don't need to find any kind of difficulty to collaborate with its different versions because there are not different versions. Anyone in the world who is using Google Sheet, he or she is using the same word. That's why collaboration is not difficult. As far as Sheets is concerned, you can, if you have the password, if you have the shared link, then definitely you can access the sheet from other computers, from other mobile phones, from other web application like Safari, like Chrome, like Edge, whatever. But if you don't have the sharing code, then sharing link or sharing code, you can't open the Google Sheet file on another computer. They are free. That's the main, you can say, main catch, that this is free software. You can use anywhere in the world. And the major thought behind creating Google Sheets and all the Google Docs, that was the collaboration. I hope you have, read about Google Docs, because I think I'm second or third one who is presenting on Google Docs. So you know what is collaboration.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One more feature of Google Sheets, they have a revision history and real-time chat window. Like you can chat in as in Zoom as well. So that same chatting is available in Google Sheets. So for example, you are working in a group, there are 5 people who are working on the same file, then definitely they can work on it, and definitely there would be some different versions would be created from person A, person B, person C, D, and E. And if you want to, make it the same version, you can merge it. If you want to use separately, you can create those. As far as loading time is concerned, it depends upon the data, that how much volume of data is basically there in your file. It depends on that. As far as data increases, then definitely loading time is decreases. Google Sheets is a bit limited as far as data visualization is concerned, but definitely it has some kind of built-in options, like you can create different functions. That's why it can compete with with Microsoft Excel. Yes. Somebody was saying something.
No, somebody's
No, sir.
mic
No, sir.
was on. It's okay.
Okay. So as I was saying, that Google Sheet is a bit limited, kind of data visualization and data analysis, as far as formulas as well, because formulas are the main item for data analysis as far as digits or numbers are concerned. So the key differences are Excel was launched in 1987, so it is a bit older than Sheets, because Sheets was in 2006. Excel is available in 91 different languages, but Sheets is only available in 83. And as I have told you in previous slide, that data visualization is a bit limited for Google Sheets. Like in Google Sheets, you can only use 40,000 cells, but in Excel, unlimited volume of data you can use. Like in millions and billions, you can create different cells. Excel has no chatting facility. As I have told you, one more thing, Sheets has no macros, but Excel has. What are the macros? Have you heard about this word, macro?
No, sir.
Macro is basically a kind of recording, which is available in Excel, not in Sheets. For example, if you are a data analyst and time and again you are using the same function, like you are opening a file and then you are formatting it in the same format, and after that you are using the same formula, and you are used to those formulas and opening and these particular steps. Like for example, there are 6 steps. So you can record those 6 steps and you can make a shortcut key. That is called a macro. When you open a file in Excel, press that shortcut key and all those 6 functions will be applied. That is called macro. That is not available in Sheet. As far as language is concerned, Excel works in VBA, Visual Basic, but Sheets in AppScript. AppScript is the option where you can create new formula. Here, Sheets is basically trying to compete with Excel, because Excel has multiple opportunities as far as data analysis is concerned. Like you can use statistical analysis, you can use other kind of any analysis which is available in math. But in Sheets, you have to create different formulas through AppScript. Excel is paid and Sheets is free. As I have told you that the main catch of Google Sheet is it is a free software. If you have Gmail account, you can use it. Simple. Okay, so the basic terminology and the functions we are working today. Spreadsheet is the file. Okay, it is called workbook, in which different sheets are available. Sheet is basically the one page, you can say. As in Google Docs, you have different pages of your documents. In Sheet, you have different sheets in your workbook or in your spreadsheet file. Okay, worksheet and spreadsheet are same. Workbook and spreadbook, they can be used for the whole file. Then there are sheet tabs, then columns, which are basically has alphabets, then rows, which has numbers, then cell, sorry, that is basically the cross section of column and row. That is also called coordinate. Active cell, where you are working, and then functions, they are the formulas. These are the formulas which we are working today: sort, filter, sum, average, count a, sort, if, okay, count if, and then pivot table, and then chart. Okay. Now I'm going to open the Google Sheets. So the practical work. There are different ways to open Google Sheets. Like, and you can directly write Sheets New here in the search bar. You can write sheets.new and the new sheet is opened. This is the Google Sheet. These are the columns. As I have told you, columns are named with alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F. This is the vertical. And as far as horizontal is concerned, these are the rows which are delineated with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. You can also open it through different ways. Like, for example, go to your drive. And if, when you open your drive, this is the new button on the left side. Click on new. You can directly open Google Sheets blank from a template. It's up to you. For example, we say blank. Again, the same sheets is opened. One other way is this is the app talker. The 9 dots adjacent to the figure, the basically the image of your Gmail account. Click on it. This is app docker, and you can directly start your sheets. This is the sheets. This is the basic page. On this page, there are different kinds of information available. Like there is the template gallery. Click on it. These are the pre-made templates. You can use them like for monthly budget, Google Finance Investing, to-do list, annual budget, monthly budget, wedding planner, travel planner, scheduling, annual calendar, team roster, pros and cons, whatever. These are different work things, project management things. These are templates. If you want to use any template, click on it. If you don't want to use any template, click on blank spreadsheet. This is blank. And here, what you have used basically. So this is blank spreadsheet. Now look at this. It has a particular environment. On the top row, this is the name of the file. You can double click it. You can click it to change the name of your file. Like for example, I'm writing here training. And look at this. It is saved to Drive. There are 3 icons, star, then Drive icon, and then status icon. The status icon means the file is saved. Whatever changes you have made, it is saved. Folder icon, where it is saved, click on it. Now look at this. It opens your drive and opens your folder where it is situated. Look at this. These are different folders. And if you have used it for stars, like for example, you have starred it, it is highlighted. Click on it, and then it is saved in the different folder, stars. Because we haven't written anything, that's why it is not yet showing, for example, training. Saving. It is saved. It is still not showing. This might be the problem of internet. Because when you star it, it is shown in the start folder. Now look at the right side. This is the last edit. For example, click on it. This is version history, all version. As I have told you, for example, there are 5 people in the group and they all are working, then definitely their versions would be created. For example, this version is created on that time by Azhar Munir because I am creating it. If there are 5 people, then definitely the name would be shown here. Mr. X has created this version, and this version is basically created by Mr. Y. These are all versions. You can name it. If definitely different people are editing it, then you can name these versions. For example, named version is not there because there is no group available. Look at the other screen. It is about comments. This option of comment version, this is available in all Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, in every Google Suite. G Suite applications have all the applications have the same options like comments. They have the extensions. They have notes. They have collaboration. Everything. For example, if you have presented something, some kind of assignment to your teacher, the teacher can make the comment and he can highlight it, your name. And then in For You tab, that particular comment would be shown that is specifically for that student. This tab is used if you want to use it, if you want to don't want to use, for example, Zoom, and then you can use Google, whatever.
Google Meet, I think.
Google Meet, yeah. I was just, missed the name. You can use Google Meet for the presentation. And you can start a meeting and you can join the meeting like you have joined through Zoom, the same option. This is the sharing link, which I was saying that if, for example, 5 people are working, every person who is creating anything, then that version would be created. Now, nobody is added here. If, for example, I click on this first top bar, there are different emails are there who are basically working with me. So the names are there. If they are not shown, you can write here, for example, the name. And if name is saved, then the name would be shown. If name is not saved, then definitely, for example, I say, okay. Okay, Mr. X is, for example, not there. If I've typed it, it is not there, then definitely I have, for example, Mr. X @gmail.com. If the Gmail is created with the name, then Gmail address would be shown, and I will select it. And then when I click on send, then the email would be sent to Mr. X that, okay, you have been assigned the role or you have been given the access to the sheet so that he or she can, use it. And this is the role: editor, viewer, and commenter. If I am giving him the role of editor, it means that he can change the file. He can edit anything. Okay. If I've given him the role of commenter, then he can only comment upon it. If I have given him the role of viewer, he can just view the file. He can't change it. He can't edit it, and he can't even give a comment. Okay. If, for example, click on general access, restricted, and anyone with the link. If I select this one, it is updating. Now the same role: editor, commenter, and the viewer. Now the link has the restrictions. When I select copy link, this role, the link of that particular role would be shared. Copy link and then paste, and then definitely the person who has that particular link, he can view, she can view. Simple. This is the setting. Editors can change permissions and share. Viewers and commenters can see the options to download, print, and copy, as I have told you. These are the roles specification. Okay. Now look at this. If I type, for example, @ option, this is called, basically, you can add a person, you can add a file, you can add a date, you can add a calendar event, you can add an emoji through just, typing @. This is for option. And when you type $, it is used for function. Okay. Now look at this. The sharing option, we were saying, this is about copy link, as we have talked about it. Now I'm just opening the file, which is already saved. I've clicked on the folder. No recent file is there. Okay. Internet is working not very good. That's why this is happening. Okay, untitled sheets. Okay, now this is the file, customer DBase. Now look at this. This is a simple file which is just created. It is basically copy pasted from an original file that was very, kind of high volume data, because it has 5,000 rows. And I've just copied 50 rows only. This is a small data, only 50 rows, and just column A to J. As I have told you, which is the active cell where you're working, that is highlighted. For example, if I'm working here, it is highlighted. This is called the tabs, sheets tab. These are the names that are there. This is a whole workbook, and it has 3 sheets: data sheet, pivot table 1, and then sheet 2. Plus sign showing if you want to create a new sheet. Look at this. When you hover your mouse pointer, it shows add sheets. And the equal sign, this is about all sheets: data, pivot table 1, and sheet 2. So the data is there. If I want to delete this column, I just select the top row where alphabets are written and the options are shown. Delete column. Column is deleted. And the first row is, this is basically the heading. Region, town size, gender, age of the participants, birth month, birthday, by year, education category, job category. If you remember, I have told you while we were just talking about the difference between Microsoft Excel and Google Docs or Google Sheets, that If you want to, for example, analyze the textual data, you have to codify it. For example, education category. There are different kinds of category. For example, the audience are the respondent from where you have collected the data. You definitely have some kind of options given to him or her. Like if he has to, select his education category, like business category, like degrees, FA, BA, MA, BS, PhD, MPhil, whatever. And then these are coded, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the job category, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What kind of job he or she is doing. Birthday, these are the dates, birth year, and then birth month, then what is the age of that participant, what is the gender, and all this. And this is basically region code, for example, in which area he or she is living, what kind of town size he is there. This is the options where you can use for the analysis purpose. For example, file, you can open new file, spreadsheet from template gallery, as we have discussed about. You can open an already worksheet. You can import it from any other program. For example, you can import Google Sheet from other file folder. You can import it a Microsoft Excel sheet. If you have saved Microsoft Excel file in your Google Drive, it will be opened as a Google Sheet file. You can make a copy of this particular file which is open. You can share it. The same feature which is there on the top row, you can use that feature through this button, share with others, publish to web. When you click on publish to web, it means the link would be created of this file and you can paste it on any web page. For example, if you are working on a blog, if you have your own website, you can publish it, your data. You can email this file to anyone. You can download it in different formats. You can download it as an Excel file. You can download it as an open documents to use on Mac, for example. You can download it as a PDF, as web page, CSV file, and TSV file. These are different kinds of files. You can rename it, which can be used through double clicking on the name. And you can rename it from this option as well. You can move it from one folder to another. For example, this folder button is there. So the shortcuts are available and the menus are available. Menus are hidden here and the shortcuts are given there. Add shortcut to drive, move to trash if you want to delete this file. This is version history, which is there. The button is there. And if you want to know through this particular thing, in file, version history is there. Make available offline. This is very good option. When you click on this option, make available offline, then the file would be available offline. If you don't have internet, you can change it. And when the internet comes in for your device where you are working, then the file would be saved in your drive. This is the file detail. In edit, these are simple functions like cut, copy, paste, data, redo, undo, because you people are working in Google and Microsoft Word as well. And these options are same. You can cut the data, you can copy it, you can paste it. Paste special means that you have to copy only values. You want to only paste format. You want to only format paste formula. Okay. View is basically showing it. Formula bar, grid lines, formulas, protected range. Protected range means if, for example, 5 people are working on the same file, you can protect some ranges, some columns, and some rows so that those could not be changed. These are password protection areas in your file. And this option is available. That is a good option in View tab. You can freeze it. No row, one row. What does it mean by freeze? Freeze mean, look at this. For example, we are saying first row should be frozen. Now look at this. The line is, it has become bold. Okay. If, for example, we are moving down, first row is not moving. It is still there. If you freeze, for example, first column, then definitely when you move on this side, left to right, first column would be shown. For example, look at this. View, freeze, one column. Now the one column is already frozen. Look at this. You are moving, but the first column and first row is shown. You can unfreeze them from the same option. View, freeze, and then no rows and no column. So the column and rows, they are unfrozen now. Now look at the next tab, insert. You can add new cell, new row, new column, new sheet even, and chart and pivot table. We'll work on these two options, chart and pivot table. You can add an image, you can add a drawing, you can add a function that is basically the formulas. You can add a link, web link, and you can add a drop-down menu. You can add a smart chip. Smart chip is basically you can directly add by writing @ sign. When you click on, when you write @ sign, a new chip is created basically. The chip of people, chip of file, calendar event, place, finance, rating, whatever. Okay. Now, for example, if you want to sort out the data, look at this. This is 1, 5, 3, 4. This is not in order. This is not ascending order. This is not descending order. If you want to use it, look at this. The button is shown when your mouse pointer is there. Click on this and then sort sheet A to Z. Now look at this. 1, 2, 3. It is in order now. 3, 4, and 5. You can undo it. It is undone. Click on this and conditional formatting. Now look at this. Conditional formatting is another wonderful option. You have to format cell if it has the text, for example, and text, specific text. It starts with, it ends with, it is exactly the same. The date is before, the date is after, greater than or equal to. For example, we say, okay, 2. Then it would only show the column which has the value of 2 and the greater than 2. Done. Now look at this. It is color coded. Every value which has 2 and more than 2, it is highlighted. Less than 2 is not highlighted. 1 is blank. It has no color. The rule is there here. You can delete it. You can change the color. Look at this. For example, you want to use red. It is in red. If you want to use color scale, for example, now look at this. If you want to use, for example, this color, now look at this. 1 is in red, that is the lowest value, and 2, 3, 4, 5 is in green. It is moving from red, going towards green. So green is the highest value, red is the lowest value. This is conditional formatting. If you want to conditionally format this one, for example,
Please switch off your mics.
Now I have highlighted a column that has text. And if I want to use the same option, conditional formatting, for example, format, conditional formatting. Now you can highlight it, text start with. For example, you say text start with X and you say done. Because no month is started from X, it is not highlighted. As I start writing, for example, temp, it is highlighted. Because the rules say that any cell which has the text value started from X, it should be highlighted. This option can be used if, for example, you want to create an attendance file. You have, for example, 20 students and they are working in a single, class, then you can highlight their attendance. That if the cell value has P, it should be highlighted. If the cell value has A, that is the absent, it should not be highlighted. Or the opposite. You can highlight the X, highlight the P or A. It's up to you. So I'm closing conditional formatting. This is about single options for your text writing, rotation, wrapping, alignment. These are basically different options for formatting, as the main tab heading is format. Data. We have used it sorting. Another good option is creating a filter. Basically, what a filter do, filters basically summarize your data. Now look at this, the file is selected and the icon is there. Click on this icon. It shows that, okay, what kind of filter you want to use. There are three kind of entries, the blanks, the 0, and then 1. If, for example, you want only 1, then okay. Only the entries with 1, whatever the code 1 shows, that entry is there. It does not mean that the other entries are deleted. No, the entries are there. For example, now you can copy it, only the entries of 1, Control C, and in a new sheet, you can paste it. Now look at this. Only the gender code of 1 is entered here. This is used through filter. Go again to the data file, data sheet, and then go to, for example, show only 0, not 1. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And now look at this. Only the values of 0 are there. I'm also copying it. Control C. This is the sheet 3. And I'm pasting here. This is the value of 0. This is the option of filter, basically. That is useful if your data is very lengthy and you want to only copy the specific data. Then you have to create a filter and make it visible for you. Look at this filter icon. This is highlighted because filter is applied. When you click on this, filter is not highlighted. It means that filter is that was applied. It is deleted and the data is same. 10100001. The data is same. So this is the option of filter. You can filter your data either through this button or through data. Create a filter. And then filter views. You can create a different view with the filter. For example, I have copied it. If you have new filter view, then definitely there are filter A, filter B. For example, filter A with the options of gender coding 1, filter B with the option of gender coding 0. This is the password option. Protect sheets and ranges. Add a sheet or range. It's up to you. You want to add a sheet, there are 4 sheets: data, sheet 3, pivot table 1, sheet 2. Enter a description. This is the range, data in A1, this column. Every data, for example, set permissions. Okay, restrict who can add this range. Only you are custom. Custom mean, for example, if you have shared the link of some other people from link of that file to some other people, then definitely it is for custom. Look at this. Add editors. The people who have been shared the links, give them their names, and then they have the option to edit this. Or if you want to show a warning when editing this range, simple, click on this option, show a warning when editing this range. Done. Now, if the person comes on this range and you want to write something or change it, then the warning would be shown. But definitely the warning is not for me. That's why it is not showing the warning. Change permission, restrict. If you want to copy permissions from other range, for example, you are working on 2 to 3 files and you have given some kind of permission to one sheet, you can copy that range or that permission and apply here. It's up to you. Delete. Okay, now protection is not applicable. Now look at this. For example, I want to add another column, for example, or I want to delete the columns which are available after my entry. I can just delete them. Internet connection is unstable. Delete column. The column is deleted. The column is deleted. In the same way, you can delete the columns, delete the rows. You can add columns. You can add the rows. Now look at this option. If you want to add $sign, click this, and the $sign is applied. Just remember that the value would be applied on the selected cells, the active cells where you're working. Now I'm selecting these columns till here, and I'm click on this button. Now look at this. $sign is there and the decimal points are there. If you want to remove those decimals, then click this button. Decimal is not there. You want to add it to 3 decimal, it's up to you. You want to add percentage sign is there. Okay. Now this was sorting, this was filtering. And if you want to use, for example, plus sum, select this, select the single column, add here equal sign. Typing equal sign means that you want to add a formula. Sum, look at this. You want to sum a series of number and our cells. Sum if you want to sum with some condition that if the value of, for example, the cell has value of 2, then it should be summed, otherwise not. I want to sum only. Sum and then parenthesis, select the range. GHNI, G2 colon 12, I2, sorry, not 12, G2 till I2. If you don't want to use, then G2 and H2. 3, parenthesis closed, enter, and it is there. It is a sum. Now, look at this. When you give, take your pointer to this corner, it has become a plus sign. Now you can apply the formula. Now look at this. the formula is applied. If, for example, applied here, it is 0, now it would be automatically calculated. 12, 1, 34. Now look at this. Formula is there. When you add the entries, it will calculate it. If, for example, you want to get average numerical range value in data set, average. Now look at this. Again, it is the rule. When the formula is opened with parentheses, this is the range. Formula name, then range, and then closed. Enter, and this is the average of these 4 columns, sorry. 16.25. And again, you can apply it. The formula is applied. Another wonderful option is there, that is pivot table. I have created here, but we can create it again. Delete, go to here, and then click on pivot table. And insert pivot table. Pivot table is basically, this is same, like you are basically filtering a data, but that filter will show in your, way. Existing sheet or new sheet. New sheet, create. New sheet is opened, and look at this, columns and rows. What you want to add? These are the categories which were there in your data sheet. For example, you want to add gender in rows. Look at this, 0 and 1 with $sign, as we have mentioned here there. Then, for example, you want to mention birth month in the column. Now look at this. The birth month is there, but birth month age should be there in the rows. Now look at this. With the 0 value, this is the age. And with 1, there is no value. Sorry, with 1, these are the values. Now look, this is the summary, which is shown through pivot table. These are the categories which were available in your data file, and though you can use it. For example, I want to add birthday as well. Now look at this. This is the birthday, this is the age. Now in this case, you can create a summary of your data. Again, pivot table is basically used to create a summary, and definitely if you have a data file of high volume, like I told you that I have copy pasted from the original file of data, that was a database of 5,000 entries. 5,000 entries, and it has 1,000 columns. 5,000 rows, 1,000 columns. And I have just copied only some columns, like 3, 6, and 9. 9 columns and 50 rows. So if, for example, you want to make a pivot table from that particular file, 5,000 rows and 1,000 columns, if you want to find some value, it would be difficult. Then you can use pivot table. This is the pivot table. Another wonderful option. I'm deleting it. Okay. Now, for example, I want to create a chart. Look at this. There are 3 entries, gender, age, and birthday. If I want to create a chart, for example, the chart button is there, and through insert, you can also create a chart. Image, this is the chart. Click on chart. Now look at this. These are different options. This is column chart. This is histogram. Histogram is basically taking the averages. This is the birthday versus age. You want to make an aggregate. Now look at this. This is the aggregate. This is the customization of your chart. If you want to show, for example, chart and access titles, this is the title, chart title, and title is taken from, this is, sorry, font. Text color size, you can change it. This is the title format, for example, italic, look at this, bold, bold. It is formatting, it should be there. Go to setup, scatter chart, you want to change it, for example, line chart. It depends upon your data that what kind of chart you want to use. If you want to use pie chart, for example, then the pie chart, aggregate of age, switch rows and columns, use row 1 as heading. It is using as the row 1 as heading row. You can also customize it. You can copy this chart, select it, click on these 3 icons. You can delete it, you can edit it, you can download it as an image, as a PDF, as an SVG, scalable vector graphics. You can publish it, like you can create a link for this chart so that that particular chart could be published on a website, on a blog. You can copy it, you can move it from somewhere else. You can add an alt text. Alt text is basically an option which is there for the people who are blind, because they can't see the image. Then definitely the text would be read by the software for them, so that they could know that what kind of things is shown on the screen. That is called alt text, alternative text. If you create alt text, for example, the alt text, this is a graph showing the values of birthday versus age based on gender. Okay, now the alt text is added. When you copy this and you want to publish it, then the alt text would automatically be copied with this. Now another wonderful option that I hope that you have been told, that is about extension. Extension, you can add different add-ons. Like add-ons are there. Add-ons are basically you want to enhance the ability of your file. There are multiple add-ons which are freely available and some are premium. When you click on get add-on, a list of add-ons is available. It depends upon your internet speed that it could be shown. Look at this. GPT workspace. Now look at this. There are different filters are available. One filter is work with sheet. Only those add-ons are available here which can work with Google Sheet. And if the price, if you want to only show free of charge, click on this. Now only those add-ons will be shown which are free. Translate AI GPT, Doxium, GPT AI Writer, GPT for docs, sheets, forms, Sign Easy, Mile Merge, Notification for Sheets, Business Essential. If you want to add some kind of sheet for some kind of add-on, for example, click on that add-on and click on install. Check sheet notification. Now look at this. For which account you want to use, select the account. give the permission, continue, and it would be installed. And then in the extension tab, the add-on would be shown. For example, I don't want to install it. Now look at this. Now here some kind of information is available, which basically you can check so that you could decide that whether it is good for your file or not. Look at the stars. 4.7 stars are there. It is the rating. It can work with your sheets. It is downloaded by 180,000 people. And these are some kind of, this is the overview. These are the permissions, that what can you do through this particular add-on. And these are the reviews given by different people who are using this particular add-on. So by considering these things, you can decide whether you have to install this particular add-on or not. Another option, that is basically about app scripts. Click on app script. And then you can create your own formula. If you know the app script language, it is about coding. You can add any formula which is not already available in Google Sheet, but you want to use it. Then find on the internet that what kind of app script is there for that formula, copy it here, save it, and then deploy. New deployment, first test it so that it could create an environment, whether the result is there which you want to create or not, and then deploy it. Then you can use that formula which is available for your file only. Because you have deployed it, it is not available worldwide. It would be available in your file only. App Sheet is basically, this is not related with this. App Sheet is basically for the Google Apps. So we are not working here. This is about macros. You can record it. As previously we were saying that macros are not available, but these are not now available, but in a limited form. Some kind of restrictions are there. And you can import it, you can manage it with that restriction. If you know that restriction, then you can use that macro. Otherwise, the free macro, which is available in Microsoft Excel, that macro is not available. They are working on it. Definitely in some next update, they might have, on the level of competing Microsoft Excel. Okay. Now, as I have been told that some 10 to 20 minutes in the last are for your question and answers. You can ask me any question related to Google Sheets.
All the participants are requested to unmute their mics. They can ask direct questions from the sir. And if they have a problem with the mic, they can just write it down in the chat box and I'll read it out for Sir Azhar.
Please raise your hands.
It was that much hard that no question is there.
You can comment in the chat as well, chat box, if you want to say something.
I think, sir, we'll have to use it first. So if we face any difficulty, then there should be questions. But now, as for me, I got the basic idea, but there's no such questions. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Alif, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, I just wanted to ask that in Google Docs, whenever any other person edit or add up something or delete up something, so his or her name is mentioned that this person
Yes.
has made these kind of changes. So this is
Exactly.
going to be the same in the Google Sheets? Or?
Yes, same. It is,
Alrighty.
as I have told you, and definitely in previous presentations which have been told to you people, that it is basically G Suite, Google Suite. It means that most kind of facilities are same for each application, whether it is Google Form, it is Google Doc, it is Google Slide, or Google Sheet.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any more questions, guys, or any suggestion, any comments, any feedback?
Not a question, but just very thankful for such of informative and skillful session with the sir. And thank you so much for helping us out with this skill.
You're welcome.
So it was definitely very, very productive. And I mean, everything was revived for me as well. I really enjoyed the today's session as well. Thank you so much for enlightening us again on this session, on this topic.
You're welcome, Ram. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present it after a lot, after a lot of time, basically.
Yes.
After a
Yes.
long time.
After 2022, I think we had just online classes in just one batch,
Yeah.
one semester. After that, English Works is now physical.
No doubt.
Okay, so can we have a group photo? If all of you can turn on your cameras, and we can have a group photo at the end, and then I'll launch the attendance poll as well. G members, participants, please turn on your cameras. Just a quick group photo. I think Sarazar's my camera isn't working, but it's okay.
I'm still trying to wrestle around.
Okay. All right, just a few more seconds to go. One. One more. So one more for the people who were actually behind. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Let me just log. Please mark your attendance. Thank you so much once again, sir. Thank you for joining us. And it was really a great informative session again. And we will be calling you again.
No issue, Iram. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah
Allah Hafiz,
Hafiz.
everyone.
Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Thank you, Abbas, for the hosting. And we are still left with the attendance, please. It's only two more people to go. Please mark your attendance. Yes, you want to say something?
As far as the session was concerned, it was literally amazing because Last semester, I, along with IT team, we were working on Excel sheets. So of course, I got valuable insights into different functions. So this time, I believe that we will be very productive with this. So thank you so much to you, and obviously to the presenter. It was a wonderful experience.
It was a great experience. I mean, yes, definitely, I agree with you. I had gone through Google Sheet because I also have given the Google exam level 1. But again, obviously, you forget few things if you're not practicing them. So Google Sheets is something which is a bit difficult among all the Google apps. So
Yes, ma'am.
since I have been a mentor as well, so I might also be, giving a lecture on one of the Google apps in future. But anyways, all Google apps work almost the same. There are different functionalities. Google Sheets is a bit difficult. Yes, that's
Yes,
true.
ma'am.
So yes, please. Thank you so much. You can stop the recording. Zahid, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Abbas. And thank you for participating.
Pleasure.
Zahid, you can stop the recording.
Okay, ma'am.